Now, in order to go much deeper into prana or pranayama, let's first understand the anatomy of the various bodies, the panchkoshas. As per the yogic principles, I would say a human being is capable of experiencing five dimensions of existence, which are called as panchkoshas. These are the five spheres in which human being lives at any given moment, and they range from gross to subtle. The five panchkosh are Annamaya Kosh, Pranmaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Vignamaya Kosh, and Anandmaya Kosh. The first kosh or the level of experience is the physical body, Annamaya Kosh. Here, Ann means food and Maya means comprised of. This is the gross level of existence and is referred to as Annamaya Kosh due to the dependence on food, water, and air. This particular kosha is also dependent on prana. The second kosh is pranmaya kosh, the energy field of an individual. The level of experience here is more subtle than physical, which it pervades and supports. This kosh is supported in turn by the subtler koshas. Together, the physical and the pranic bodies constitute the basic human structure, which is referred to as Atmapuri, the city of soul. They form the vessel for the experience of higher bodies. The Pranmaya Kosh is the basis for the practices of pranayama and pranvidya. It is described as the pranic, astral, and etheric counterpart of the physical body. It has almost the same shape and dimension as its flesh and blood vehicle, although it is capable of expansion or contraction. The pranic body is colored luminous cloud or aura around the body, radiating from within the physical body like the sun flaring from behind the eclipsing moon. The third kosh is Manomaya kosh, the mental dimension. The level of experience is the conscious mind, which holds the two grosser koshas, Annamaya and Pranmaya kosh, together as an integrated whole. It is the bridge between the outer and the inner worlds, conveying the experiences and sensations of the external world to the intuitive body, the influence of the casual and intuitive bodies to the gross body. The fourth kosh is Vignamaya kosh, the psychic level of experience, which relates to the subconscious and unconscious mind. This particular sphere, it is called as Manomaya kosh, but it it is subtler than it. Vignamaya kosh is the link between the individual and the universal mind. Inner knowledge comes to the conscious mind from this level. When this kosha is awakened, one individual begins to experience life at an institute level, at an intuitive level, sorry, to see the underlying reality behind outer appearances. This leads to wisdom. The fifth kosh is Anandamaya kosh, the level of bliss and attitude. This is the casual or transcendental body, the abode of most subtle prana. Now, what is the role of prana in the five koshas? What is the role of Prana in the five koshas, all the five koshas are pervaded by prana, which nourishes and sustains them and maintain their appropriate relationship. The movement from one kosh to another is also achieved with the help of prana. How prana operates between the koshas can be understood by the example of, gear shift in a car. A car has all the gears, I mean, one, two, three, four. We are talking of the manual cars, but there comes a neutral in between all those gears. In order to move to the different gears, it has to come to the neutral. The same principle applies to the koshas also. The Pranmaya Kosh acts as a neutral space, allowing one to move from Annamaya to Manomaya, Manomaya to Vigmaya, Vigmaya to Anandmaya, and so on. One must use the faculty of Pran Shakti in order to move from any one state to another. With the activation of the Pran Shakti, one gains access to the physical, mental, psychic, and spiritual dimensions. Now, this Pranmay Kosh, it gets impacted with your lifestyle a lot. It has, your lifestyle has very, very profound impacts on the Pranmay Kosh and its pran. Physical activities such as exercise, your work, your sleep, your intake of food, sexual relations, they all impact the distribution and the flow of prana in the body. Faculties of mind, such as emotions, thoughts, imaginations, affect the pranic body even more. Irregularities in your lifestyle, dietary indiscretions, and stress deplete and obstruct the pranic flow. This basically is a result what people call as drained of energy, depletion of energy in a particular prana leads to devitalization of organs and limbs it governs and ultimately to disease or metabolic dysfunction. The techniques of pranayama reverse this process, energizing and balancing the different pranas within pranamaya kosh. Pranayama should be performed usually after the asanas. What basically we attain, the real meaning of pranayama, it's basically one is able to activate and regulate the prana within the human framework and thereby make oneself more sensitive to the vibration in the cosmos and internally. Pranayama is a method basically of refining the makeup of one's pranic body, one's physical body, and also one's mind. In this way, it is possible for the practitioner to become aware of new dimensions of existence by making the mind calm and still. Consciousness is allowed to shine through without any distortion. Basically, as per the Raj Yoga principles, if I talk, inhalation and exhalation is not pranayama. It's basically the gap between the inhalation and exhalation is pranayama, which basically means the kumbhak or retention of pranayama. Pranayama is breathing in, one begins to think that he's talking the physical process of breathing, but breathe is not prana, breathe is shwasan. Breathing is shwasan kriya, inhalation, exhalation. Pranayama begins as a system of regulating the breathing process, but ends with the awakening of the vital force within the body. In the practice of pranayama, an important link is seen that of impulses and stimulations. In the practice of bandhas, another link is seen, energy prana, moving in a different direction than normal. If one is able to understand the pranas, one's behavior can be understood. The brain, the organs, the impulses, and the pranic energy intermingle with each other and go into a hyperactive turbo mode. The first stage begins with learning how to breathe properly. The second stage is controlling and directing the breathe. The third is understanding the stages of the body, states of the body and mind in relation to the breathe. The fourth stage comes up becoming aware of the impulses which are being generated in the neurocellular structure of the body, becoming aware of the physical and the pranic link between the body and the brain. The fifth stage is allowing the prana to dominate the functions of the body. The first three stages out of these, they are called as pran nigraha, and the last two are actually pranayam. The first purpose of pranayama is to supply energy to the nervous system. The second purpose is to awaken the kundalini. The third purpose of pranayama is to awaken the sleeping centers of the brain. It is being said that through the influences of prana, the thoughts can be influenced. Through the practices of pranayama, the prana leaves the passage of Ida and Pingala nadis, forces itself through the mouth of Sushumna and enters therein. Sushumna is the only passage through which, when the prana passes, the light of Gyan, the wisdom is kindled. When the prana moves through Sushumna, the mind enters a thoughtless region. All the seeds of the karma in the yogi are thereby burnt away. Pragya. The word pragya means that wisdom is generated when the prana passes through the Sushumna Nadi.